Some people have now been without power for 5 days. Tonight, generators are still running as people wait for the lights to come back on. New at 5, Kaitlin Knapp shows us how neighbors are pushing through another night in the cold.
Avista is working around the clock to get the light back on for thousands in Spokane County. In this Rockwood neighborhood, this side of the road got their lights turned back on yesterday. But when you go across the street, these people are still left in the dark. And Avista says that the latest that the power will be back on is on Monday.
Ernie Kruger has been through it all. The 90s ice storm, the 2015 windstorm.
Here we go again.
And now the 2021 windstorm.
The neighbor's trees across the street from my house, both trees came down in a gust of wind at the same time, and the power went out at that time.
Luckily, his house wasn't damaged. As he sat in the dark, Kruger needed to quickly get his borrowed generator up and running.
I also have a generator in the back of the house that is big enough that it runs a space heater for my 97-year-old mother-in-law who lives with us. So we're getting by all right. We also have a gas water heater.
His neighbors also had no power and were down a couple cars.
My poor neighbor, he had 2 cars out in the driveway and the tree fell across both of them.
People in this Rockwood neighborhood were also stuck for a few hours because trees blocked both exits before the city moved them. The big question, though, when will they get power? Avista came by and Kruger says a worker told him power might be back on tomorrow or Tuesday. The company says crews are having a hard time getting into backyards without their trucks to fix poles and power lines. You would expect Kruger to be frustrated. Instead, he's thankful.
You have to remember that these people who are working for Avista, they're working huge hours in the dark, in the cold, in dangerous conditions and stuff.
Kruger is preparing for a couple more days without power, and he's doing it with a smile.
Well, you have to get your attitude right. You have to say, okay, we're going to be a couple more days, so let's just make the best of it, because it doesn't do any good to get mad about it.
In Spokane, Kaitlin Knapp, 4 News Now.